Hey, it's Coach Ariel Anderson, and I'm here with you on YouTube Live. And we're talking today about fertility over 40 and authenticity. Basically, being you and why that's so important. Being you, that sounds so cliche. How many times have you heard this? But that's our topic for today, and it is super important. And if you're new here, please, welcome. It's great to have you in our midlife, our fertility over 35, 40, 50 circle. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because I love sharing new things with you. And I am getting to that. That is an interesting journey, but that's it. That's a video coming up. And if you're coming back, then welcome back, because it's great to have you and see a familiar virtual face, at least in my mind. and okay, so I just want to jump right in. I will be honest, it's been a bit of a couple of weeks of noticing a lot of technical difficulties that happen. Last week in our 3-day exhale, and just along the way. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I really just want to show up here with you, or Facebook, or wherever it is, Zoom, that we're meeting, and just be with you and share knowledge that has come from my own experience, as well as coaching others, and just being with you and listening to you. And what happens instead is that I get to do that, and there are so many 1 million trillion tech things that I'm attempting to do, that are the shoulds, which is exactly what today is about, that are really not me. And it's not. I'm good with tech sometimes, but we've had a middle of the night waking up thing happening for a couple of years now, because of various life realities. Part of it, perimenopause, which is one of the joys of being an older mom, by the way. Yay. Uh, and and life stuff, including a lot of transitions, which you probably know something about. Life has been, even if you're in the same home or not, or you're in the same job or not, or in the same relationship or not, there are so many daily things. And why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because when I'm talking about authenticity and you being you, and why that's so important with fertility, is that life happens, disappointments, losses, relationship expectations, bonus kids or your own kids' expectations, teachers, work. I mean, I could go on, right? It could go on for a long, long time. So there's so many things that you've experienced, but there's also this piece of, if you're a pleaser, but whether it looks like that from the outside or not, the truth of the matter is that uh, you end up sort of losing where you are, and where the demands of the day or the relationship or the work or whatever it is have brought upon you. And of course, it's your choice how you respond rather than react. Yet what often happens, and even if you're not a pleaser, that there can be this, just sort of the demands of what is expected of you on a daily basis. At work, they want you to be this way. In your relationship, there is a need for you to show up in a way that you never expected. You, with your kids, need to, be all on, and then you need to be tiger mom, or whatever the opposite of tiger mom is. Um, Lizard mom? No, I don't know what would that be. You can tell me in the comments. Uh, and there's so many ideas of things, and then you kind of end up getting lost inside of that. And what I find is that uh, you're approaching pregnancy, you're in pregnancy, or you're in the fertility path, and things are not aligning fully, or you're worried that they won't, or you're trying to keep your pregnancy, whatever place you are inside of this path. It's partly due to this piece, because you, without meaning to, because you're taking care of so many different things in your life, in your world, there is this piece that you, by accident, are not fully being the you that you need, for you to have energy, for you to vibrate on your own terms. When I look back, I think, let's see, I was thinking the other day in a very frustrated moment with my partner, my husband. I was thinking, Okay. So let's really look at what's different from before that allowed me to be the person that some people still think I am or are disappointed that I'm not, including me, excuse me, in different moments. And I thought, well, I got to sleep in all the time. If I needed to, I got to sleep in. And when I didn't sleep in, like on the days that I was, you know, working at the international school or something like that, where I have to be up really early, multiple days in a row, it just didn't really work very well. So I think about that and I'm like, the last 3 years or more, I actually have not been able to sleep very well because of where we ended up choosing this great place, but very noisy. Then we ended up in a place where people were waking up in the night and I could hear them. And now there's just a lot of other things bubbling around, and maybe it's perimenopause. I don't know. So that's one piece. The other thing is being able to take a bath by myself. I know that sounds silly, with maybe a glass of something, being able to go out with friends and feel like there wasn't going to be a pull, or even that that was a comfortable thing. Because these days, that's not always a comfortable. There are not that many people I can feel I can completely be so completely myself and exhale and not be worried about their political views, or there's so much in the air right now. And I was thinking, there's that too. And how could I bring that more into the day so that I feel more like I haven't lost all of myself that I valued. Now, the partying till 5 o'clock in the morning, whether I drank or not, but just staying up and being with people, the being in the spotlight and going to, like, fashion events, that was fun. That was super fun. I mean, that just flashed up on Facebook recently. And I was thinking, that was cool. I loved working with InStyle. That was amazing. And that's not where I am right now. But what do I need? What is it that I actually need? Like, what would give me energy? Well, staying up till 5 in the morning would not even be a doable thing, though. Sometimes I am up at 1 and till 5, but that's something else, right? So it's really gathering up, like, what is not in the day that you need, and that piece of being authentic, like really recognizing what you need, is so so important. Because I can bet if you run on the fertility path, or if you're pregnant already and you're kind of hoping, okay, this is going to hang on, uh, is that you're doing a lot of things that might not be fully normal or usual for you. Might be eating differently, taking your temperature, uh, going to certain doctor's offices that you may not be comfortable with, but you do because you feel you're supposed to, all of that stuff. And that adds, that's one of those layers or multiple layers of sort of not being completely true to yourself. So I want to encourage you, trust in with your body, with your uh, decision making, with yourself, really with yourself. Because we were talking before about that, that bully inside the head that's sort of saying all these things you would never say to a friend. Give yourself grace when you don't do things perfectly, and come into those things that give you energy and allow you to have what you need to be yourself. And that's important for the universe, God, goddess, gods that you believe in. If there's a baby spirit around, if you believe in that, and to really feel that alignment. Yeah. If this is interesting for you, definitely like it, and or share it with somebody, and help the algorithm know that it's something that we want to share with the world. I just shook the thing. I'm thankful for you being here. I want to say also that uh, inside of this process, it's just coming back to yourself and quieting the noise once in a while. And let's just take a moment to do that before I do a couple last things and we say goodbye. Okay, just a moment. So if you are able to, if you're not driving, to close your eyes, have both feet on the ground, and take a deep breath, and just notice if your belly is tight, if you're holding it, or if you can let it go a bit. Watch where your head is. See if your shoulders are back. That opening we've talked about in the past, kind of lower those cortisol levels or don't let them rise. And taking a full deep breath in and out in your own time, and putting your hand to your belly that is hopefully relaxed now. And just listening to the noise or the silence around you, listening to your body, and asking in your mind, what do you really need to feel you are you right now? What does that look like? Is there something missing? Is there something that wants more attention? If you're doing a lot of great things for yourself, self care, and all these things, is there a place that you're missing? Maybe it's a boundary with a partner or worker, people who come up to you and ask questions. This is a lot of what we talked about last week in the 3 day exhale. Is holidays, gatherings are coming up, and you're kind of, your body's tensing it just at the thought of all the questions and comments people might have. And people don't mean to be cruel. They just, in their own fears, their own experiences, their own worries, and subconsciously the worry that who you might be as a new mom or a mom again, or just that your role with them will change as you are in a new phase. And on a primal level, they want to keep that the same, just like your primal brain sometimes limits you from things that keeps you safe but not evolving. And just notice again if your belly tensed up again as I was talking. I noticed mine did. And then slowly take a last deep breath in and an exhale. Notice if there was any tension released when you did that last breath. And slowly open your eyes when you're ready. And just notice if ever anything came up, any little random comments, thoughts, and just watch over the next 72 hours, next week until we meet again. If anything kind of pops up and peeks its head out and says, give me some attention or do this, or why haven't you done that? Or you notice yourself snap at your partner about something that really, in the end, you can bring to yourself. And there's no blame here. This is not about, oh, someone did this to you. They made you like this because of life. And it can feel that way sometimes, because people can bring different stressors into your life. And it's not about you blaming yourself that you didn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's about right now and where you are right now, because we as humans, you as a human, things are changing all the time. And there's a reason that it's worked for you or that it has been this way. And it's that unhooking takes a little bit of time. If there has been a behavior that isn't really feeding you, letting go of it takes time. Like any habit, it takes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years. And it can pop back up at any time, whatever it is, those things that don't feed you or but equally the things that you love, the things that want your attention, like dancing more, putting on music in the morning that you don't do anymore because people are sleeping or whatever the reason is. Find ways to bring it back in a way that works for you and your reality, and just keep paying attention. So that's it for today. We're talking about fertility over 40 and authenticity or being yourself and why that's important for successful fertility and a successful, happy, healthy pregnancy and baby. And these are all good things for um, your future as a parent or a reparent, is getting some of these habits into strong play or replay so that you have a healthier, happier path uh, as a mom or a remom. And so that's it for today. I wish you a beautifully imperfect day. I'm very thankful that you're here. And again, if you're new, definitely subscribe. And I will see you again next week, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time here in California. And, if you have any questions, please throw them down in the comments. You also can go into the description, and I have, 7 steps to pregnancy, which will remind you of all the things you're doing right and add a couple of things to get you thinking. And as well, if you have loss, there's something down in there for you. And I'm just thankful that you're here in this circle and that I can share some of my experiences, both with you and of myself. Of myself, I don't even know what I'm saying. As a mom over 50, who was almost 50 when I had my daughter, who uh, I just keep hearing stories and questions from you and from random people on the streets, and that's the reason that I keep coming here for you and keep showing up. And I'm not doing anything for a while, as I said, because I feel I really need to go deeper into what we talked about today, coming back into that and being with my family and finding a way to integrate that in with you in a way that makes sense. And so I'm trusting the signs from the universe and how to make that happen, and only keeping a handful of you for my clients right now. All right. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.